Okay, groups and channels. Groups and channels allows multiple flashes to fire at the same time. What's great about that is one flash, in order for these two to be able to be separate entities but still fire, the manufacturer said we're going to add two things to them. We're going to put channels, and we're going to put groups. Channels, it's like one person speaking English and the other person speaking Chinese. Okay? So these two never understand each other. If this is on channel 1 and this is on channel 2, these two are never going to communicate with each other. It's one speaking Chinese, the other one speaking Arabic or Chinese or whatever. Okay? If you want both of these to communicate with each other, they both have to speak the same language. So consider channels as languages. Okay? So we're going to go to channel 1. Channel 1 is this one speaks English, and we're going to go to this one, channel 1. This one speaks English. If they're both in the same channel, they both speak the same language, right? Now, because they both speak English, you can tell this one, okay, I'm going to call you A, and I'm going to call you B. So if I scream, A, you lower your power. B doesn't say, wait, me? No, not you. A. Oh, I'm sorry, like that. Okay? So, in order to avoid it, it's like having two people with the same name. It's going to be confusing. Like, we have two Amandas here. We have Amanda, and we have Amanda. So if I say, Amanda, come here for a second, they both come. Right? But if I call you Rebecca, and I call you Amanda, if I say, Rebecca, come here for a second, you come and you stay, right? No, of course not. So when people get confused about channels and groups, very simple. Channels are like a language. English, English. Channel 1, both channels are the same, both speak English. Then you need to be able to tell these two, give them a separate name. I'm going to call you A, I'm going to call you B. Then when I'm shooting, I'm going to scream, A, go lower, because you're too powerful, and B, you stay the same. And then they adjust accordingly. Is that super clear? So in order for this demonstration to happen, I'm going to put this, I'm going to call this one A, channel 1, English, A, and I'm going to call this one B. So you have a little group button. I'm going to push it, and oh my gosh, it says B. How difficult was that? So A, B. If I tell through my camera, B, go higher, what's going to happen?
We'll go higher.
That's it. And this one will?
Stay.
Stay. Super simple, right? I'm not sure why that's so difficult. It's super simple. A, B. Okay? So here we go. Can you guys both come here for a second? Calvin, how tall are you? 8 feet? 6'3". 6'3". Can you stand right here, man, for a second? And then can you stand right here? Okay, I need your faces to be, the side of your face to be aligned with this. Okay? Good. Align yourself with that. Let me see, man. Put this here. Is there a way we can, does this raise anymore? Okay, you're 10 feet tall, right? What did you say?
So you're trying, Roberta, you're trying to get it the same height as
their
his face. And the different heights, therefore.
How tall are you? 5'2"? Just kidding. That's me? I don't think so. Oh, all right. I'm starting to get heavy life. Take a step this way. That's good. That's good. Okay. Just a quick demonstration. This is flash B. This is flash A. If I want to take an exposure where I want to feature her, why would you do that? I don't know. But if you wanted to feature her, I'm going to tell this flash to fire brighter than that flash. Okay? So just do that real quick. Okay, I'm going to go to manual flash. If you're wondering why, it's because I want to have complete control of what flashes are doing. So I'm going to go to group A, and I'm going to say I want you on manual, and I want you in, let's say, 1/32nd power. Okay, so it's kind of middle range. Okay. For group B, I'm going to say I want you on manual flash, and I want you to have very little power. I put it on 1/128th, so it's 1/28th power. Then I'm going to tell this flash, the one that's going to tell these two to speak to each other, I'm going to say, you can speak to them, but don't fire, okay? So I'm going to turn this off as a speed light, and I'm only going to use the commander flash or the master flash as a way of communicating between my two flashes. So let's go ahead and try this and see how this goes. I don't know how this is going to go. This is not going well at all. Let me try this one more time. Good. Let me see something here. Okay, good. Let me try. I'm going to change my settings here. I'm going to make group A full power, just for fun. So that's A, that's B. That's going to go really hard. That's going to go barely, okay? However, the flashes are very close to them. That's probably why it's so harsh, and it's also side light. Okay. If you look at the picture, obviously the flashes are bouncing, but check out the picture. You see how much light is on her? He's receiving some of the light. I mean, we would have to separate them. But she's getting full flash. He's not. That's why his jacket is still exposed on both sides of the shoulders. The only reason why his face is blown out is because the flash of full power hit his face. That's it. Okay? But you can tell by the jackets. Just forget their faces. Look at the jackets. In fact, let me do that again. Let me just do the jackets. So let's see. Okay, good. Check it out. So his jacket is still clean, and if you look at the picture, the side of his jacket that's bright is only because there's spill from the other flash. But the other flash, the right side of the photograph, that's actually the power of the first speed light, okay? So that's really cool. So that's very simple. English is channels, is the language. And then groups A, B, C, and D are just different names for people. So you can say, hey, can you go brighter, you go darker, you stay the same, you go manual, you go TTL, and so forth. Any questions on groups? No. Yes, one question. Yeah.
Just quickly, from Jane Ames, if you're using the same power on both flashes, can you set them both to the same group? So both to A. What happens if you do that?
Good question. And yes, if you want, you can have 3 flashes, all in group A, and then they all fire at the same time in the same power. Why would you do that? Well, let's say you go to high-speed sync. If you go to high-speed sync, you lose a bunch of the power of the flash, right? So what I do, because I use high-speed sync pretty much 80% of my time shooting, I actually use those little triple threads, and I put 3 flashes, and I group them together. Can I get my triple thread, Colin? So you basically have 3 cold shoes. I put all 3 together like this, and then each flash fires, giving me like the equal output of 1 flash, not at high-speed sync, okay? So this is the guy. So I actually pretty much have this ready to go whenever I'm shooting. I have 1 flash here, 1 flash here, 1 flash here. This is in high-speed sync, high-speed sync, high-speed sync. This one is at 1/4 of its power. This one is at 1/4 of its power because it's a high-speed sync. And this is 1/4 of its power. But when you put all 3 together, it creates like full power. That's why I do that, okay?
And just one more thing, quickly, Roberto. So that's why you would use different groups. What about why would you use multiple channels?
Okay, so let's say, you know those venues where they do 3 weddings at the same time? And they're all, it's like they're trying to maximize revenue like to the nth degree. Well, if you have a little panel of grass here, and that's wedding A, and then this is wedding B, and that's wedding C, like you have different weddings going on at the same time, the photographer from the middle wedding could potentially be triggering your flashes of the first wedding. Actually, this happened to me a couple of times. I've had to actually go from channel 1 all the way to channel 3. Like channel 1 was occupied, channel 2 was occupied, I went to channel 3. And I've never had to do that until I went to like the Ritz-Carlton where it's like 50 weddings at the same day. So if you have other photographers that are not part of your thing, you may want to change the channel. Let's see what else. If you are shooting a reception, and I'm photographing in channel 1, and I fire my picture, and my flashes fire the reception, people dancing or what have you, that's fantastic. But your second shooter could be shooting and firing. You don't want your second shooter to kill the batteries of your flashes. So your second shooter is on channel 2, and then when he fires, mine don't. So that's it.